Boys and girls, today you're going to learn how to partition shapes. Last week we talked about equal and unequal parts. Remember, equal parts means that it's the same size. Both parts are the same size. So if I draw down the middle, both of these parts are the same size. Unequal, remember, means that they are not the same size. So if I partition this shape, both of these pieces are not the same size. So we are going to learn how to partition shapes into halves. When we're partitioning shapes into halves, that means we need to make two equal parts. So I can divide or partition this shape into two equal parts by drawing a line down the middle. 1, 2 equal parts. But there's another way to partition this circle. If I draw a line across the other way, I can make two equal parts this way. 1, 2 equal parts. I can also partition a rectangle into halves. How do I know I have halves? Because I have 1, 2 equal parts. Two equal parts. I can also divide or partition my shapes into quarters. Another name for this is called fourths. Quarters or fourths. I can partition a rectangle into fourths by drawing one line down the middle and one line across the middle. I just partitioned this rectangle into fourths. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can also partition a circle into fourths. One line down the middle and one line across the middle. Count them with me. 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. Both of these shapes are partitioned into quarters or fourths. And how do I know that? I know that because there are 4 equal parts. So you're going to be doing an activity for partitioning shapes into halves, 2 equal parts, and into quarters or fourths, which means there are 4 equal parts. To do this, you are going to go to your Google Chrome, Blend Space. You're going to scroll all the way down in your class's room to the lesson that says Partitioning Shapes. It starts with a P. So you scroll all the way down until you see the P activities, and it's Partitioning Shapes. The video will be here, so you'll watch this video. After you watch this video, you'll go to number 2. And that's going to tell you what you're going to do, halves. So on the next page, you're going to practice making shapes and partitioning them into halves. So down here, it shows the shapes. It'll help you draw a perfect shape. To move it around, you click Select. And then you're gonna use your marker. You can pick whatever color you want. You're gonna partition it into halves. I know that I partition this circle into halves because there are 2 equal parts. Let me try to partition a triangle in half. Remember, the parts have to be equal. To move it, you click this arrow. If I partition my triangle like this, that would be wrong because the pieces are not equal. So I'm going to erase that. And I'm going to partition it the right way. I'm going to start in the center. I have 2 equal parts. 1, 2. Now, once I'm done practicing partitioning shapes into halves, go up to the top where you see the tabs and you see the X. To get out of this, you click on the X and you're back to blend space. Here's the picture of blend space. Go over, and now you're going to do the same thing with quarters. Go over again, open up the paint, draw a square. On quarters, you need to choose from circles or squares. We're not going to use the triangle. We're not going to use the star. We're not going to use this shape, and we're not going to use the heart. Now, if I want to partition the rectangle, I'm going to get my marker, and I'm partitioning it into quarters. So I partition this way. Quarters is 4 equal parts. I do my best to partition this way. And sometimes when you're using this program, it's hard to get perfect. Just try your best. Do your best and move on. Well, since that is not working, I'm going to go ahead and delete everything. I'm going to draw a square, rectangle. And I can partition it this way, and I can partition it this way. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. I can do the same thing with a circle. Partition it this way, partition it this way, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. I know I'm right because there are 4 equal parts. To go back, you can click all the way back to halves and try it again. Good luck!